The highly anticipated and highly watched Model Taxi has been renewed for a second season. Usually, when a show becomes a seasonal series, one of the unfortunate things is that one of the characters from the first season is missing. This is because seasonal shows are so rare in Korea that it takes years for them to come back. I wouldn't have minded having Lee Ji-hoon, who played Kim Do-ki, as he had great chemistry and was the centerpiece of the show. Even then, there's Jang Sung-chol Kim Aoi-sung, the head of Rainbow Transportation, to hold the weight and give it a big frame. Then there's On-go-eun Pyo-yi-jin, the all-around cheat and female police officer, who organizes and helps with all the logistics. Two characters who are excellent at their jobs, but love being part of Rainbow Unsu too much. Without Choi Kyung-ji, Jang Hyuk-jin and Park Jin-un, Bae-yu Ram, the show would have been as bland and uninteresting as a gingerbread house without a face. Since the ratings were good and the expectations were high, we started with a bigger scale and expanded to overseas locales. Kim Do-ki is sent to Vietnam to investigate human trafficking, but it was a voice phishing organization. It was an organization that forcibly kidnapped men and kept them there doing voice phishing and not letting them leave. This is where Lim Bok Yashim So-young, who loved Kim Do-ki's disguise in Season 1, comes in to have fun and help solve the case. At the end of the case, when he tries to catch the head of the voice phishing organization, an unknown sniper shoots him dead. This was the teaser for the grand finale, announcing the arrival of the villain that would run through the entirety of Model Taxi Season 2. The action was pretty spectacular, and it got me excited for the entire season. The story continues to revolve around defeating villains who operate in both the positive and negative corners of Korean society. There are roughly 2 episodes where Kim defeats each villain. In order to do this, someone has to ask for a favor, which is the hallmark of a model taxi, and the Rainbow Transport team solves the case. Compared to Season 1, this process was somewhat omitted, and it was more about the client's victimization. If Shin Cha-yeon was the villain in Season 1, it was on Ha-jun Shin Jae-ha in Season 2. Episodes 3 and 4 were about a scamming group specializing in the elderly. It was an organization that would go around the countryside, hold events, get to know them, and find their targets. They would then scam them out of their property and make them lose hope in life. In the 5th and 6th episodes, it was a consulting firm that took advantage of people who wanted to buy apartments with real estate offers. The drama was filmed since last summer, so I wonder if it would have been subletting if it was from winter. I also thought it was a bit clever, although the scamming through the subscription consulting was an exaggeration of what happened in real life. In the 7th and 8th episodes, I was asked to save my sister who had fallen into a cult. There's been a lot of attention on cults lately, so it was a good time to do that. In the drama, it was a church leader who made money by exploiting the weaknesses of sick people. It was very comical to see Kim Do-ki manipulate the situation again. The 9th and 10th episodes were about a patient who became unconscious after surgery in a hospital. I think the episode was based on what is commonly referred to as a clerk's hospital. It was kind of surprising to me that a medical salesman was doing the surgery here when a doctor wouldn't be doing it. The final climax was a story about a prohibition society that came up briefly in the beginning and was a constant source of tension. It was about a club called Black Sun that drugged and manipulated people to weaken their will. It's a really elaborate way of making people think they're doing it voluntarily when they're not. At the end, the head of the Golden Society shows up, and it's completely unexpected. The tone of the screen was very dark and red, which made the drama seem more primary and more like a story about absurdity. Add to that the fact that the main character is from a K-drama called Sub's Worldview, and it was a very welcome surprise for someone I know. I hope there will be a Season 3 with the same members, but most importantly, Lee Ji-hoon seems to be positive, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again.